Previously on TFCON 978.
And then,
Normally I
you
can't
just put up
touch
the
shit,
Debbie.
but I'm gonna stop filming. Yeah, I think I like these better than First Aid and
Oh, over here.
the other guy.
Oh, he's thinking. Okay, I need to show that off. I'm gonna show off a little bit at a time.
TFCON 978 Chill Review. Hello everyone, TFCON 978. Right now it's TFCON Baltimore 2024 weekend, and I purchased this Ocular Max Remix RMX-19 Ultio Senator. Basically, this is supposed to be Ratbat before he became Ratbat or had a bat alternate mode, and he looked more like Rumble and Frenzy, which I don't think ever existed. But anywho, this is an actual one-to-one scale, like cassette tape, like music cassette tape. I picked it up for Matt Partsformer. Look at this. You know what sucks? I went in for the day one registration stuff and for the exclusive and whatnot. Oh, you gotta open this to move that out the way to get this. I met a ton of people, or a bunch of people came up to say hi, and my memory is trash. When people come up and introduce themselves to me, their names just, it's like you might as well say, tell me your name is blah blah blah, and that's terrible. I wish I could get away from that, but now I'm even older. Forget about it. Oh, look at that. That's not good. But anyhow, here is his cape and the secondary head. I can feel that it has bendy wire in there, which is cool. This is a big ass cape. Don't forget how tall these figures are. They're way bigger than Masterpiece figures. And look at that. I don't know what Sony was talking about. He said it had a cassette case in there with no tape in it, but oh, look at this. See, I'm doing all of this fresh, so that's not where that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be plugged in here. But if you're old like me, you have handled an actual cassette, music cassette. Good night. I can't get him out of here. Get out of there. Jeez. I think he's too big for this right here. Well, I'm gonna let you read that. That's his little bio. And this is the instruction manual with the collector's card in there. So this is a whole big unboxing experience. I didn't plan on doing all this, but since I got busy talking about me not remembering names and shit, here we go. But let's look at this. It looks like a cassette. I'm probably gonna have to fiddle. You know what? That don't look right. It's like up on the side right there. I'm gonna mess with this and come back. Right now I'm not getting good feels, so I'm gonna transform it like a couple times or maybe one time and back, and then come back, because right now it's like looking and feeling KO-ish, which this mold has been used multiple times, to be honest with you. Yeah, let me come back. Alright, I put them back in the case without that paper in there. It's definitely easier to remove and store in here without the paper. But old cassette tapes used to have the cover art and like the track list inside of there all the time. But it's way better without it. But as you can see, he turns into what used to be a music cassette. If it had like some music cassette like markings and whatnot on there, it would look even better. But the fact that it can actually get into this shape, and I believe it's actual one-to-one size. And I like that they even have like the empty space right there. You can store the weapons in here. I think they definitely did a good job with that. I would have liked something where this could tab together more in this move right here, so it wouldn't have like the seam showing so much. But yeah, I think they did a good job. It looks like a cassette. It's probably heavier than a real cassette, but it looks like one. All right, here he is compared to a micro cassette, or what is pretending to be a micro cassette, which actually does have cassette type details on there. This is Robot Paradise's. You can technically get the weapons in here as well. You can watch my reviews on that. Like I was mentioning, this having cassette details, which would make a ton of sense, but he was Senator Ratbat on Cybertron and whatnot. Well, it actually it doesn't make any sense. He wouldn't have looked like this until he got to Earth. So yeah. So imagine Ratbat if he was still in power and came to Earth and became a cassette for some reason. Here he is next to Cliff Jumper. No, it can't fit in Soundwave's chest. It's way too big. Soundwave's chest is meant for micro cassettes. Anywho, transformation. I am going to pull this away from the body, pull that away from the body. Then we are going to, I'm going to mess with one side. We can open this up, like open, there's a hinge right here. You can kind of see the mushroom peg right there. Bring that back, bring the knee straight. I'm going to rotate this, and I'm going to move that up, bring this to the front, and bring that right there like this. This piece right here, we need to shut that until it's like kind of flat, and then we need to, like, on this slider right here, push that kind of forward while hinging this back here and getting the plastic behind this front shin part. This peg right here, it's one on the other side, and it goes into a hole in the side of the leg. But we need to stick that into there while getting this behind this piece, which likes to shut. This is the front of his body, so I'm going to turn the leg that way. Same stuff over here. Gonna open this up and open that up. Rotate this, get this out of the way, and fold this and fold that. And this stuff down here feels like die cast. Now we're going to straighten the leg up, rotate it that way, and shut the shin up right there. Then we're gonna bring this back towards there. But before we close it all the way, we need to bring that forward. Keeping this shut and out of the way while moving this stuff is very difficult, to be honest. You almost always have to adjust it so we can get it behind that and get it pegged down back there. But now we're done with that. Up here, we need to start moving this away. Move that away. Get this down like that. The guns pretty much slide into their place after you get it transformed, but it's hard to get it in there. Wow, I'm gonna get it out. But we got that down, and I'm gonna just go ahead and finish the arms. Stretch the arm out. Some of these joints are tighter than others. Take this and rotate that to where that needs to be, and grab this slider on both sides and slide the fist forward. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Yeah, those bicep, what he has is bicep slash elbow joints are very tight. So now this right here, we need to kind of push this top part back so we can get this down. Same thing for back here, get that down. Swing, well, before we swing this down, this part right here, there's a little notch right there that goes into the cavity right here. So basically, you need to shove that into position until it like clicks. Same thing over here, bring that up into position till it clicks. Then we can bring this panel down, come to the front and bring this panel down. Rotate the head around, get the arms forward, and now bring these two pieces down. And he is a robot. Alright, here's where we're starting. I'm starting with him with the cape on right here. I've decided to go with him having the guns on the back and the cape at the same time, throwing this bunch. Now here he is, just standing up with the cape on. The bendy wire actually goes all the way up and through here, all the way around there. A lot of companies just miss out on this part right there, but the wire is going all the way around, and there's Velcro right here that holds it on. Here is his face up close with that cape on, and let's show you him without the guns on. Here he is without the guns. I tried to get, let's put his arms down. I tried to get this a little bit less in his face, like have it like more down. If you're patient, you probably can do it. But there we go. Let's raise this a bit. And look at him. And you can unvelcro this and take that off his back. And here he is. It's the same mold as their Rumble and Frenzy that they've been using for years. This is an old mold with no updates, I believe, but no, I take that back. This whole chest part right here should be unique to him, and of course the head is unique to him. Everything else should be exactly the same. I've only messed with those Rumble and Frenzy cassettes a couple times. This is the most experience I've had with this mold. Here are the two face sculpts. Trying my best to see the difference. I believe the one on, you know what? Now that I'm looking it up at it up close, it looks like the mouth is open a little bit. Is he smiling? I can't tell. I can't tell from without looking at it on this screen right here. I thought he had like some fangs, but now it just looks like, yeah, from that angle, I can't tell. It's two different expressions, but barely. But anyway, I'm gonna let it fall. If it falls, that's what the back of the head looks like. And while we're here, let's look at these details. They tried to give you more. These has this collar like you did in the comics. Senator Ratbat anyway. But it's still some of that design put onto the Rumble Frenzy body. So it's more like a what if he had a Rumble Frenzy body before he was a bat. And here he is with the guns attached. So I can't remember if Ratbat was the exclusive or one of the exclusive for the last Baltimore TFCON, but these are close to the Baltimore Ravens colors, so I'm guessing that's why they picked him. Naturally, these guns can slide out of where I have them, and you can place it into the hand, and boom, there you are with that. Shoot, 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 shoot. Maybe have it like this. Now, I like but don't like this figure. And when I first took it out, like you saw, I was feeling like it's kind of KO-y. It just feels like one of those early third-party things, and I feel like they didn't do any improvements to it. So there's that. So the same way like you feel about like X-Transbot stuff sometimes. I'm just bringing them up. People want you to sugarcoat it, but I'm just gonna say it. Some of their stuff, or some of the third-party stuff, is rough around the edges. Like when like this right here, it's kind of more locked into place right now, but it doesn't usually stay all the time when you're moving them around. This panel right here doesn't like click into place, and the one on the back, these right here, loose, like they don't like stop. Any type of bump will make that do whatever. These splits in the shins, you gotta like split it to help it transform. I feel like that could have come together a little bit better. And these hands, they're on sliders. They don't like slide forward and then like lock into place. They're just there with friction. If you like push on it a little bit by accident, you're going to be pushing them in. They don't just stay out. When you got to keep adjusting things, it frustrates me. To get this head off, make them look all the way up and it'll just pop off. Where is the other head? I'm going to put that one on. As you saw when I did the zoom in, didn't really make a difference. But let's get into this articulation. You can look up a lot. I like that. You get some tilt and it swivels. You can look down a bit as well. The shoulders are on a transformation hinge, so they can go up like that, but they're also on a ball joint, and this is designed to be super flat in the cassette mode, so it like kind of gives you a lot of resistance. You have to basically get it out to here before it like you can comfortably manipulate it. But pushing it down, it like kind of just locks into that position. Swivel right here, bend right here on the bicep, and then goes up on the elbow joint. The main things I don't like about this figure, besides like little nitpicky things about the design, I don't like the proportions. It's pretty much like he has zero biceps. It's like you got shoulders, and then the whole rest of that, which is the whole length of his lanky body, is like forearm. The legs I can kind of forgive. It's like they took Rumble and stretched him out into a very lanky guy. And I know this guy's proportions are bad. I gotta bring in my cassette dude from Vans Toys or Robot Paradise. The wrists don't rotate, but the fingers open up like that all together. And like I mentioned, when you try to close the hands, which is a tight joint, you'll be pushing it into the body. Crazy ab crunch. More ab crunch than you'll ever need. Rotation right there. Shit. Stuff proving itself as I try to articulate this guy. This came out of place, and then this panel shifted up like that because it doesn't lock into place. But the side skirts get out the way. You can do that out to the side. You can kick all the way back. This comes forward. You can kick all the way forward more than 90 degrees, to be honest. Thigh rotation right here. 90 degrees or slightly less than that. Slightly. Like it's like 87 degrees. And then the feet are actually good, even though they're on a ball joint. They can come forward a lot. Actually, this is on a hinge and a ball joint, so that hinge goes forward. and it goes back. Where is it? Let's see. Yeah, there is a hinge in there, so no wonder that's so good. You can come forward a lot, go back, and you get ankle pivot, and you can swivel the foot around. But it's a cool figure. If this was the absolute only updated body mold to Rumble, for Rumble and Frenzy, and there was nothing out, this would be like astoundingly amazing. But we get astoundingly amazing figures all the time, and this one is just okay. It could have been better. Cool what if characters like this. It's something cool to have, and it could probably possibly give you a memory of like, hey, I bought that at Baltimore TFCON in 2024. But ultimately, to me, it's like, it was interesting for a split second, but then I was over it. And now I'm happy that Matt got this, and I got to mess with it before I decided to buy one, because I was very much thinking about it, but I don't care. Here is Robot Paradise Acoustic Wave. He's taller than the official Masterpiece Soundwave, as far as I can remember. It's been a minute. This guy is like above, like crotch level. The Rumble Frenzy robots were always depicted as being like almost like human size. If anything, they were like maybe 6'5". These are way too big, and here is one of Acoustic Wave's cassette guys. And while he's here, you can even, let's brighten things up a bit and lower it. You can see his proportions versus this guy. I have a review, and with one of Blaster's guys there, like one of my biggest gripes with these is I've always felt like they were so huge and out of scale. And then let's do this. Bumblebee, Masterpiece Bumblebee, they already made a taller version to be 2.0, and this Cliff Jumper is the height of the 2.0 Bumblebee, and he's taller than Cliff Jumper. That shouldn't be the case. But yeah, I think I believe these did sell out there. I'm pretty sure they're gonna get more stock. That stuff always gets to the convention first, and then they get more stock for people to buy later. It might not be a lot of stock, but if you want it, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back in stock. Like you just like the way this thing looks, and you don't give a crap about anything I just complained about. And yeah, there you are. All right, making him back into a cassette. Rotate the head backward, and we're gonna lift this up and lift his back up. Like, get that as high up as you can, and I'm going to pull these rings out and kind of get this into a position so that the arms are basically out the way. Lift this part of his ab section up, and it needs to come up underneath of there. Same thing with the back. That just needs to be flat and oriented like that. The hands need to be pressed in on both sides. The arms this thing needs to come off with the back of his forearm, and that hole right there needs to come down on top of that tab. Now we need to get his arm oriented like this, bend that down, and basically rotate the joint up until it's covering these two things and making sure the black part is covering that area right there. So you might have to squeeze the top and bottom and squeeze this so that all that stuff can be covered. Let's do that again over here. I'm going to, with this flat black part showing right there and these pins showing back here, we're going to do this. Get this into this orientation. Bend that down there. And then rotate things up until it's covering the front and back, top and bottom. The hip skirts need to lift up right there. The feet, I'm going to turn them backward now to get them out the way. These right here, this needs to open up on both sides. We can hinge it back a little bit and pull on this slider that's right there. I pulled the slider back. Now these shins need to separate and get out the way. The foot, I am going to start getting this open like that. It was like this. I'm going to get it open like that. Now we can rotate the toe back and bring that up to meet the toe. This right here, we're going to, here as the hips in the normal position, bring the hip up like that, rotate this. Go ahead and, I did it backward. Rotate things this way. Now we're gonna, this hinge right here needs to come forward so we can envelop the shin into the top of this flap. So while we're bringing this hinge forward, we're opening the purple flat part and covering the front of the legs. So now we can shift this up, and this peg on the purple part goes into the black toe. Oh, we did that. Same stuff over here. I'm going to get that going, bring the toe back, and get this going right here. Now we are going to open this up. Open this up and pull back on just this part. Come on, bruh. Pull back. Split the shins and bring this in front of the shins. Rotate, make sure the hips stay in their orientation. Rotate it till it's like this. And when we close the shins, just make sure that this is in that orientation. It's no satisfying like connection or whatever, but it stays mostly. Shift things up, peg that into there, and now it's a cassette again. The gun. This needs to come down, this needs to come down with it, and this needs to go up. Making sure the head is centered. I'm going to take this gun, try to get this barrel like straight down, and shove that into there. Same stuff over here. I'm going to put the barrel down, put the wing down, but lift the handle up. Take the barrel and put it more towards the center, and making sure the head is out of the way. I'm going to shove this down in here, and now it's fully stored. Everything is good. I want everything to be complete, so I'm leaving this paper in here. In fact, let's do this. I'm going to put this opening part down into there like that, and then shove all this in here till it's down there, and we should hopefully be able to close this that paper is too thick, so it's bulging out down there. But he's back in here. I'm tired of talking about him. He is okay ultimately. I'm not a huge fan, but yay, it's a thing you can buy. Thank you for watching this. Thank you, Matt, for letting me review this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really